What's up guys, Tristan Niagara here with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about UFC 247 and my predictions. So normally I go through like the whole main card, and then if there's any prelims that I like, I go through those as well. But in this card, it is not very stacked at all. I'm really excited for the two main events and the Derek Lewis fight. Those are really interesting fights, and I'm really excited to see them. They might be washes. There's a chance that all three of these fights are just completely one-sided and they're not interesting to watch for a lot of people, but I think they're going to be really interesting because you get to see these extremely top-level fighters, and Jon Jones and Valentina Shevchenko do their thing, and it's always a pleasure to watch those guys, so it'll be really cool. I'm only previewing those three fights, so the Jon Jones versus Dominick Reyes, Valentina Shevchenko versus Caitlin Chukagian, and Derek Lewis versus Ilir Latifi. The other two fights, I don't know these fighters. I could look them up and try to make my predictions, but those just aren't fights that I'm not interested in. They're not ranked fighters. The one guy's ranked 14th, I think, in the featherweight bout. There's a heavyweight matchup as well. Who knows? They could be great fights, but they're just not ones that I've really looked forward to, and I really only want to do predictions and previews on fights that I get really excited about. So without further ado, we'll start with the first one, which is Derek Lewis versus Ilir Latifi. So the first thing that jumps out of my head is that Ilir Latifi is, in my opinion, an undersized light heavyweight, and he does have a lot of muscle, but even at light heavyweight at 5'10", 73.5 inch reach, he's definitely undersized for the weight class. Going up to heavyweight, he's even exacerbating that even more, and he's going up against a KO artist in Derek Lewis, who is a monster. He's 6'3", 5'10", 6'3", 260 pounds, 79 inch reach. So if you compare these two, 79 inch reach versus 73.5, that's a 5.5 inch reach advantage and a 5 inch height advantage. So 5'10" versus 6'3" in Derek Lewis, and 260 pounds to what is Ilir Latifi going to weigh at? Like 220, 230, unless he's really bulked up for this fight. I don't see him winning this fight at all. I don't know why he made this jump to heavyweight. It just really doesn't make sense at all for me. A better decision for him would be maybe going down to middleweight or even welterweight if he could get down to that size. So I see this going as a first round KO for Derek Lewis. Ilir Latifi has been KO'd in the past by light heavyweights, and Derek Lewis is capable of knocking anyone out in any division, no matter who it is. So going with that. And next up is Valentina Shevchenko versus Caitlin Chukagian. Caitlin lost 2 fights via split decision, and if you really don't have that something, and from what I can tell, she doesn't have like an extreme sort of expertise in one sort of area, whereas Valentina Shevchenko is a very good wrestler, very good at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and she is an incredible Muay Thai artist. I think that it's going to be Valentina's decision on where she wants this to end. She can end it in so many ways. She could submit her, she could KO her. The Jessica Eye fight was absolutely scary. What she did to her, that head kick, she was setting it up by going low to the body throughout that fight, and then she went up high, and that was a brutal KO. It was insane to watch because you thought it was going to the body, and then she swings it over the shoulder and smacks her in the head with her shin bone, and it was just like, total assassin, as Joe Rogan would say. But I just don't see how Caitlin can get through this fight, and I definitely see a finish on the horizon with this one. She doesn't have very many KOs. She doesn't have many submission wins in Caitlin. And you know, you really need something. You can't go to a decision. If it ever went to a decision, which I don't think it will, over 5 rounds, Valentina gets 5 rounds to do what she wants with Caitlin. I can imagine there's going to be a lot of takedowns. There's going to be a lot of lighting Caitlin up on the feet. This is one of the biggest betting favorites on the card, and rightly so. I think she's a negative 1,400 favorite. Like, I don't see it going any other way. It's a wild guess in how she's going to finish it. I'm going to say a 2nd round submission, but it could be a 1st round KO, could be a 4th round KO, could be a 3rd round TKO via ground punches. So we'll see where that goes. And last but not least, my favorite fight on the card is Jon Jones versus Dominick Reyes, which is a real treat because anytime Jon Jones is fighting, I'm really excited because you get to see one of the GOATs fighting in their sport, and there's nothing better than that. Like, you get to see the top of the elite fighting against another trained athlete. So a few notable things: Dominick Reyes has only as many fights as Jon Jones has title defenses. And if you look at the resume of the people that Jon Jones has beat, is insane. He beat Shogun Rua, he beat Vitor Belfort, Chael Sonnen. Like, you go down the list: Ryan Bader, Alexander Gustafsson, Daniel Cormier twice. And who is Dominick Reyes beat? Like, let's see. No one as good as the amount of people that Jon Jones has beat. Like, Dominick has beat some good guys: Jaron Cannonier, Ovince St. Preux, Chris Weidman, and then there's a controversial Volkan Ozdemir fight, which I believe, I was watching that fight, I thought Volkan won, and the crowd thought the exact same as me as well. They were booing, and they clearly thought that Dom had lost that fight, which shows me that he's not clearly an undefeated fighter. Yes, on paper he is, but you need to be smashing people. You need to be smashing every single one of these guys before you can go up against Dominick or Jon Jones. You need to. He's got that puncher's chance, and he's got to push forward and not play into Jon Jones' game, because when Jon Jones gets in his rhythm, he controls the fight. He goes where he wants. He does what he wants to you. He'll outpoint you, and he can either get the KO, he can get a submission, he can get a TKO. All comes down to him. So it's a puncher's chance. So I'm interested to see what Jon Jones does in the fight, and I'm interested to see what Dominick Reyes has to bring to the table and see what he can do differently than what everyone else has done, because he definitely believes that he can become the light heavyweight champion. I don't see it happening that way. There's the 2 KOs against Jared Cannonier and who else was it? Chris Weidman. He did that like step back, step in cross on them. Those were how he finished each fight. But you're not going to catch Jon Jones that way. Jon Jones doesn't sprint forward like that. He usually stays on the outside, attacks in, and sees what you're going to do, and he bases his attacks off that. So I don't think he's going to catch him in that. And I'm 100% sure Jon Jones has looked at those fights and has noticed that sort of movement and behavior in the fight. So don't see it happening that way. So he'll have to find some other way where he can take out Jon Jones. So that's it. Oh, predictions for that fight. I think Jon Jones will win it via 3rd round KO. If not, it would be a unanimous decision or a submission in some way, or TKO. But who knows where it could go. I know Jon Jones will win, and I'm just going to call it 3rd round KO. Thanks for watching, guys. If you agree with what I'm saying or you disagree, please leave your comments down below. Let's have a little discussion. Fight is in a few days. I'm pretty excited. I'll be watching with some buddies of mine. If you like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.